And I have, together, of course, with other people who are my support system, we have pushed these children and helped them. We never discriminated them. They've gone to school like any other person. They got a chance to visit schools and learn. And you can see their lives have been transformed. And so we were asking ourselves, what more can we do? How far can we take this to help other children who are in that spectrum? And of course, their parents. So that's how we began Aushidis Disability Africa. And in Aushidis, we have a couple of programs that we run just to assist to make this inclusion a reality.
Okay. Yes. I'll take you back to your personal experience.
Yes.
On this show, I've hosted a lot of parents with children with disability, but it's mostly mothers. So I'm really glad that today I get to talk to a father. And I want to know just a little bit about your journey before we get into Aushidis.
Yes.
Yeah. How has it been like for you? In many cases, we hear mothers saying, you know, the fathers ran away and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, for my case, it was a bit different. It's my partner who left. And it's interesting. The journey has been very interesting, though with ups and downs. I won't lie to you that it is a walk in the park. No, it isn't. It's a lot. It's a lot of expectations. And especially when these guys were young, it came up with a lot of complications. Because, you see, these disabilities are about the mind. It's a mind that is affected. And like in my case, convulsions were the essence. Convulsions were really affecting my children. So it comes with challenges of rushing them to the hospital. You have to really push and look for doctors who will assist you, prescribe medication for these children and so on and so forth. There's also the social aspect of it. The community back then was not very much embracing this. There's a lot of stigma, but today the stigma levels are going down because, of course, Aushidis and other organizations, we have been championing and creating a lot of awareness. So we faced a lot of social exclusion. We were excluded. But today things are getting better. Of course, it comes with a financial burden. It's not easy. It's very expensive to bring up children with disabilities because their demands are quite out of the norm. And their diet, you know, the hospitals, the schools. Not every school will take your child with disabilities. So I've gone through all that. And that is actually why when I saw us gaining mileage and my children getting different, better, day by day, they're getting better. That's how I got inspired to begin this organization. It's good for me to tell you that we work together with Cheshire Disability Services Kenya. We are partner organization of that organization, who are also strategic partners of Liliane Fonds in Netherlands. So we run a program called MAP, Multi-Annual Program Plan, where we have 5 pillars. All these pillars are geared to inclusion. So we have 1, inclusive education, we have health and rehabilitation, we have livelihood, we have a social inclusion, and we have empowerment. You see, what happens is the children that we have range from 0 years to 25 years. So we identify a child, an individual concern. You see, we could have a child who is able differently because they have a physical disability, perhaps their limbs, but their minds are okay. So how do you place them? Where do you place them in those pillars? Where they would benefit, where their lives would be changed. So we place like that one, would take them to inclusive education. We put them in that pillar. It's a lot. We not only pay school fees, we do quite a lot because it's our responsibility to make sure that where this learner with disabilities go to learn, that environment, they are ready for him. The schools are ready for him. Because even the schools, there could be stigma. That's a question that we ask ourselves. Number two, is it accessible? Do they have ramps? Are their classrooms accessible? Are they adaptable for a learner with this sort of disabilities? So we advance, we go to the schools. We've been working with a couple of public schools, especially in Machakos County. We train the entire school, the teachers, the BOG, the pupils or the students who are there, on something we call DIET. DIET is a disability inclusion and equity training, just to prepare them to know how they will coexist with this person with disabilities. And it has worked. It has worked. So we have placed a couple of students across a number of schools and colleges. And they are thriving, they are doing well.
What is the criteria like? How do you pick that this student needs help and this one might be okay?
Great. What happens is we invite experts. But before you come in, you have to be registered with the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. That's the beginning point. How do you get there? You have to visit an hospital. Every level 5 hospital across the country, they have experts. They will do the assessments. Then once they declare that this person has disabilities, you'll be registered with the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. That's when now we can take you. Because in that report, we already know, is it a neuro-connected disability, or is a physical disability? Is it a sensory disability? So we will know at which pillar you benefit. You see, there are those like children with cerebral palsy. I don't know whether you know cerebral palsy. Yeah, you see that child, you will not put them straight to inclusive education. You won't take them to livelihood. No, but that child can benefit in the pillar of health and rehabilitation because they need therapies, more or less on daily basis. They need medication. So we put them on that pillar. We have collaborated with a number of hospitals, like in Machakos here in Athi River, we collaborate with Athi River Level 4 Hospital. So we work together with them, and Fanaka Hospital. So we get services from there. So we send our children there. In our program, we have 20 children today who benefit direct from those 5 pillars. In livelihood, we have children we have taken to vocational trainings. Joshua is a beneficiary. He has trained as a chef. Imagine, and he has autism, he has schizo, he has dyslexia. But you see, the opportunity for him to go to school is a game changer. It has changed him. He is now employable. So we took him to NITA through the same program. He graduated as a chef. And you see now we put him in this pillar we are calling livelihood, where he can work and generate something to support himself, because we are working towards self-independence. We want them to be independent. Mohammed, we don't want these children to look like a burden to the community, because we firmly believe they need an opportunity. Wasome, an opportunity, they get employment. So because of that component of livelihood, we pushed it. We are engaging employers. I'm not sure whether I need to mention the employers here, but I have permission to mention like African Coffee Roasters. You go there and you see they have 2 persons with disabilities. They have autism, but they have given them a chance to work. You see, yes, they may not be involved so much in the technical work, but honestly, perhaps like packing, goods have been processed. See, kuna that department of packing. See, they can be given work to put labels. They can do that.
So Martin, a child is registered with
the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. So for them to come, now you bring them to our organization. When they come here, we bring our assessor to help us place them in the columns and the pillars that they'll benefit from. So once they are placed, then they get rolling. They start benefiting from the same. I was going to talk about livelihood. Livelihood, this person with disabilities, you have to connect them to employment. So we sensitize, we carry out the diet training with employers. So a couple of employers here are ready to take them, and they are taking them.
Martin, hold that thought. We have to take a short break, but we'll be right back.
ready. I'm here for the tea, honey. Yes.
Watu wanasemanga nimemkalia. Na ni ukweli sawa.
The news that matters the most is the one that hits close to home. When disasters strike, we are there to inform you. When the bullets are flying, we tell you who's shooting and why. Reporting on your victories, your health, your money, your security, your past, present, and future. We are interested in telling the stories of creativity, hard work, and resilience that you are known for. That is our job. This is my job. My name is Victor Muyakane, and it's my honor to bring you this news this way every Thursday night on the home of Untold Stories.
We're training employers on the need of absorbing the skilled persons with disabilities. And they are beginning to show interest, and they are taking them in, and they are proving themselves. They deliver. There's another pillar that's quite important for me to mention called empowerment that we have in our program as well. They are children who are fully dependent on their parents. And honestly, looking at them, like those with severe cerebral palsy, they may never be fully independent, so they may never work for themselves. So we look at that child and we ask ourselves, how can this child benefit? Because some of them tie their parents. Like you say, you know, many parents run away. They do. So in these cases, you only find it's one parent who is running the family. So because of the needs of this child, the parent is held back at home. They cannot go to work. So we come in there. Of course, we have a discussion with the parent, the remaining parent. Then we help them, we empower them to do business. Just small business, which they can use to support their children with medication, food, and stuff like that.
So when you go out there, Martin, what are some of the responses you get from, say, employers, schools, and stuff like that? How are people taking persons with disability? I know you said there are steps forward, but how has been your experience?
Not very good. Not very good. The perception out there is generally people want to stay away. They feel, you know, there's a bit of discrimination, and that's what we are trying to demystify, and it's working. And that's why we are training on diet, disability, inclusion, and equity training, so that everybody will have equity to these opportunities. Education, equity to employment, to livelihoods. It's not that bad again, because they are beginning to respond. When we approach our employers and we sell our agenda to them, they tell us to go, wait kidogo, we'll reach back. So they always call and say, okay, we discussed, you can come and start training with us. The other day we were training scenery adventures, last week I think, and they were very happy. Some are embracing the concept, others are still a bit shy about it, but we'll get there, We are very positive that we'll get there.
Okay, from when you started, what would you say are some of the most, and this could be with the kids, yeah, yes, that are in the programs, yes, what would you say are some of the most memorable, milestone-like successes that you have been able to achieve since you began?
I don't know which to pick, because all of them are successful. Yeah. All of them are successful. I'll begin by, you know, they say charity begins at home. Let me talk about my own son, Joshua. Joshua is dealing with autism, schizophrenia, and dyslexia. And when I'm here talking to you about he's a chef, I know where your mind probably has gone. Joshua is not in a position to prepare a 5-course meal. When you hear all this, there's a chef or all. Of course, so far, the best he can do in terms of culinary is he can prepare an omelette. But that is a milestone. That is a big milestone. And you know what? Yes, he can only do an omelette. Today it can be, of course, round, radius, okay. But tomorrow it can look like Africa, depending on how they woke up, you know, and how their brains are working. But you see, he is not completely out of it because he can work, and he works at the back office of the kitchen. You see, he relates. If you tell him, take the potatoes to the peeler machine, he can do that. Wash this, clean here, he can do that. You see, and we are achieving all this because he got an opportunity to go and train. This is a game changer for any person with disability, any youth with disabilities. They need an opportunity to go to school, and the schools get ready, the learning institutions for them. Embrace them, accept them. They are just human beings like me and you. We have another young man who is working today with Kenya Airport Authority, and he does not have a leg, okay? And he's there. I don't have to mention his name. We have another one at Kempiski, as chef as well. All these are beneficiaries of these programs that we are doing. And many more are upcoming, where we are not finishing with those. Yeah. So there is hope. We firmly believe there is hope. And I keep on saying, opportunity, equity, equity to education, equity to, equity to education, equity to employment or business. Yeah.
I'm sure where there are successes, there are challenges as well. So what are some of the challenges?
Challenges are crazy. Mohammed, challenges are there. They are there. Discrimination, the stigma. I don't know what we'll do with the stigma. I don't know what we'll do with the stigma. We need to change our perspective towards disability. These people can and they will do only if they're given an opportunity. Resources, the government and all the stakeholders. We need to plow a lot of resources into the disability world because special needs inside there. Let me tell you, perhaps you don't know that a child with cerebral palsy, they may need 3 times access to therapy per week. I think the cheapest is between 15 to 2,000 per visit. How many parents can afford that? Close to 6,000 bob per week. So there are not many. So what happens to those children? Some of them only get therapy once a week or once a month or never therapy. But in Oshidis, we have come up with another strategy. We are now imparting the parents with the skills, the technology to do the therapy for their children at home. Steps, it's called steps.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it a viable option?
It's a viable option. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Why? Because the reality is very few families that can afford 6,000 a month only on therapy.
But the people who do therapy are people who've gone to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're experts.
Okay.
But for us parents, we are required to pay them. Yes. Because I'm not sure which government hospital has.
Now my question towards that is that whoever is doing it is an expert. They've gone to school to do it.
Yes.
Is it enough to just train a parent? Are they capable is my question.
Yes, they are capable. Yes. Yes, absolutely. After the training, the steps training, they get the technique, and they administer this from their homes, which now you see is more realistic than telling this parent, mzazi hana pesa hata ya anything. You know, they're struggling with food, they're struggling with medication, and now you're here demanding 6,000 a week. Is this sustainable? It isn't. So we believe when you pass the technique, the training to the parent, they can do it from home. Yes.
Okay.
They can do it from home. And they have been doing, and it's successful. Yeah, in Mukuru it's very successful. Yeah, because we target those with low means, mostly. We are working with the low means homes. Yes.
In your opinion, as a parent of children with special needs, as a champion of persons with disability, do you think the government is doing enough?
No. They are doing a bit, but I believe they can do better. There's quite a huge demand. There's a lot they need to meet for us to have full inclusion. Yes.
Give us some of those proposals. What should the government do?
We've just done a petition to both houses and the Parliament, the Senate. We are waiting to see, because look at a scenario, Mohammed, where you have a child who has cerebral palsy or any other disability that they're fully dependent on you. when you're working, your card, your NHIF card covers them, right? But when they get to 18 years, they're kicked out by the system. The system assumes that they should start now paying for themselves. Remember, you as a parent, you are now almost retiring. So your income is also compromised. So how do you pay for 2 cards now? For yourself, and now you begin to pay for your child or your son or daughter who is above 18. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So we did a petition. We are waiting to see what will happen because we are requesting the government to consider these scenarios and just give these people a lifetime insurance cover, medical insurance cover. These people are living on medication throughout their entire life. And we are pleading with the government to reconsider, the lawmakers, the policy makers, reconsider these scenarios. I have a couple of cases where and that's another petition that we did about the expressway. There are people who come from this side, they access government services in Nairobi. Everyone knows about Mombasa Road and the jam. And you see, some people with some disabilities cannot hold their bowels. You understand? And they're grown-ups. Their fathers, their mothers, their grandfathers, they're adults. So keeping them in the traffic for 2 hours, 3 hours, what happens by the time they get to Nairobi for their government services? They cannot access. And then there's that, you understand, with grown-ups. So we did a petition again, and we are requesting the government to consider giving them a free pass on the expressway because of their condition. Even the children with disabilities, they need to have an expressway. Their condition, I feel it demands so.
Martin, as we wrap up, where can people find you?
People can find me on social media platforms.
Or rather, Oshidis.
Okay, Oshidis Trust, Oshidis Disability Africa. We are on Facebook. We go by that name, Oshidis Disability Africa. We are on YouTube. And please, guys, follow us on YouTube. We are doing amazing stories. Every Friday, we bring amazing, inspiring stories about disability. Follow us there. Subscribe to our channel, Oshidis Disability Africa Show. We are on Twitter, Oshidis Disability Africa. We are on, which other one? I'm forgotten. I said Facebook, I said Twitter, I said YouTube. Yeah, we are there. And our offices are in Athi River, Machakos County, along Mutongoni Road, Edisa Complex.
Thank you so much, Martin, for making time. We truly appreciate it here at Beyond the Limit. I've been your host, Zainab Mohammed. Until next time, goodbye.
Wewe, wikendi ni ya kazi. Beba, wikendi ya kazi wewe, wikendi ya kazi. Wikendi ya kazi.
Zima na washe! From 1st August, upgrade to the brand new Super Plus package to enjoy all the Premier League action and much more. Go TV. Love it.
Welcome to the Mwai Kibaki Convention Center, the premier events venue. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed to meet all your needs, from large-scale conferences to intimate meetings and everything in between. Located in the heart of Thika, the Mwai Kibaki Convention Center offers stunning views of the city skyline and is easily accessible from all major transportation hubs. Our facility features ample parking, free Wi-Fi, advanced audiovisual equipment, and our technical team is always on hand to ensure your event runs smoothly and seamlessly. Don't take our word for it. Make your next event unforgettable at the Mwai Kibaki Convention Center. Contact us today for bookings and reservations. Email multimedia@mku.ac.ke or call us on 0708 212204 or 0727 441733 or 0721 438 629 to learn more about our services and book your event.
I am so excited to have joined MKU. The flexibility in the payment of fees makes education very affordable.
With over 165 fully accredited programs and the state-of-art learning facilities, you literally have the world in your hands in terms of career choice.
The learning is not only uninterrupted, but also supported through ICT. And within no time, you're done with your studies.
Join us and start your career journey.
Get ready for a heartwarming experience like never before. Starting this Sunday on Safer Sunday, you are cordially invited to the Royal Assembly Church.
When you understand spiritual principles, you take charge on the earthly realm. Jesus paid the price for you and I to bring us unto the Father, to have a relationship with Him.
You can pursue any other thing in life, but if you are not in sync with God's plan for your own life, you will not have fulfillment.
Join us at the Royal Assembly Church and let the spirit of togetherness fill your heart.
Six women and one child perish after they fell into a septic tank as they prepared to attend a wedding in Ruiru.
They happened to step on top of the bowl, and unfortunately it collapsed due to the weight.
A section of residents in the Galmagala area in Garissa County begin fleeing their homes as the governor now says the clashes are not tribal. And ahead of the FIFA 2023 Women's World Cup finals,
the news that matters the most